Let's get into it, man. Pre-bans getting locked in here. Now, I already know what FIRAS is going to be pre-banning first.
Yeah, hopefully it's that Volantis. I agree with you. And then maybe the Oliver is another great option for whenever you can't pre-ban the Volantis. Ooh. Oh, it is the Dark Robo. Interesting. So does this tell you, Stoic, that we're going to go Dark Robo Volantis pre-ban route?
Potentially. We'll see what happens here. I think it's an interesting pre-ban on the Vanessa, and this to me says ZEX does not want to get outspeed. This is one of the units that probably FIRAS, he thinks FIRAS or knows FIRAS for bringing for outspeeding here. Shizuka, definitely a mid-range unit. ZEX is bringing to the field right now. We get a 24 speed lead with the likes of Jamire and a Raccoon being drafted by FIRAS.
Ooh, very strong. And now the aggressive response. We know this unit has a speed lead, hits very hard, and then stealing away the cigar from FIRAS. Very, very good strategy so far. A lot of elemental variety on both sides. Let's see if FIRAS now settles on a turn 2 or 2-1. Will he get out that Cardinal that has the strong HP lead? The Juno, great counter to the Shizuka. We talked about her, how well ruined his unit is. And then the Sekhmet, another one of his favorites, turn 1 unit on Swift to try to reset. The Volantis coming out on ZEX side.
Yeah, the Praha. The Praha is a very, very good unit for FIRAS here. He does rely on this unit as like a sustain, so he falls back onto this. And honestly, I kind of look at this and may even think like the Praha could be a potential ban going up against FIRAS here, because this is something that he falls back on. Meaning this 5th pick here, it can't be here without having that Praha here in the first place. We'll see what happens because the Volantis locked in. Oh, and man, just there's a lot of speed, a lot of aggression, a lot of resets on the side of ZEX. I think he's feeling pretty comfortable right now.
Yeah, does this tell you that kind of he's going to ban the damage from ZEX side? You know, the speed lead, the damage, that is very dangerous since he doesn't have a Juno. The Juno would have been also a great last pick. And like you said, I think that the Praha looks like one of the main sources of sustain. You can't let the Praha and the Raccoon through. It's going to be really difficult to take down this whole team.
I think FIRAS has no answer to the Shizuka. I think Shizuka is a really big problem right now, but he ended up going for the aggression and bans out that Dak Cassandra. And we've got Jamire getting banned out, so no speed lead coming from either opponent. HP leads for both of them. Let's see what happens, because I am expecting Sekhmet to start things off, or it could be the other the other fast unit for ZEX there.
It is the Sekhmet, my friend, outspeeding the Zabala. Very interesting. Who is he going for the reset on, since he doesn't have the Jameer right now? So he goes and misses on the Cigar. We're going to have a very interesting opportunity to get some resets. The freeze comes out, and now the Cigar probably going out for the Praha. Woo!
Oh, man.
School time, plus a proc. It looks like the RNG gods are on ZEX side in these first 2 turns.
Yeah, most definitely. That's not at all how FIRAS wants to start off his match right there. He's going to need something beautiful coming from this Tian Lang, and he does get 2 stuns out there, which is pretty nice and fortunate for his team there. But keep in mind, I don't think FIRAS has an answer for this Shizuka. We do have a Sekhmet onto the field, but Sekhmet not doing really, really well and glanced right now as well.
But I'm going to tell you something, Stoic. The Raccoon is really strong in this matchup because the Shizuka is going to throw the all things right now, gets everything, but the Raccoon can maintain the team a little bit more on the field. Let's see if this Cigar can get a proc to get turn 3. With that, he can lock down the game. If he doesn't, there's going to be an interesting opening for this Raccoon to have a big impact.
Yeah, there really is, but Raccoon is only heal up the lowest HP unit here. So I still think the Shizuka is a massive problem, because look how low everybody already is. And there really hasn't been like a ton of like high damage units coming at FIRAS right now, but there has been a lot of negative effects that ZEX has been able to take advantage of. Looking for a 3, and this is brutal, man. This is really tough for FIRAS.
Yeah, definitely the Sekhmet not doing what she's here to do. Great proc from the Praha, but not enough. I would have loved the Sekhmet to have targeted the Cigar, because we knew he had skill 3, so that's very dangerous right now. And the Praha with the proc, she needs to survive 1 more turn so she can finally get that skill 3 and heal up the time. But increase cook time from the Zabala, a lot of reset. Big proc from the Tian Lang, but won't do anything. He can't do much right here. There's not a big opening. The Cigar being the MVP of this match so far, resisting on that turn 1 against the Sekhmet. And unfortunately, the Sekhmet, you know, the sad side for FIRAS. He gave her 2 chances and she failed both.
Yeah, definitely. The Cigar, the Zabala, Sekhmet, Volantis, everything on ZEX's side has honestly been an all-star right here. But I'll tell you what, man, this Sekhmet has not been. This has been a very, very problematic situation for FIRAS, watching Sekhmet do absolutely nothing, minus this opportunity right there on top of Shizuka, landing that reset. If he doesn't take the Shizuka down right now, he's in trouble, but he did get that kill there. So does Raccoon proc and able to cycle a little bit more sustain on FIRAS' team? I think that's what FIRAS really needs to see right now, because right now proc keeps getting reset.
Yeah, the prize out of the field. There's glancing on the Sekhmet and on the Tianlang. I think he has to save it. Great save. Now he can get some damage in. Beautiful. Can the Sekhmet take down this Cigar? One hit away.
Oh, there's the additional turn that he needs. Raccoon with big proc's gonna pump it into himself, but he does go for the kill carry. I think that's totally fine taking the kill, but I do think FIRAS needed to see a little bit more sustain for his team right now, but this is totally fine. So FIRAS trying to pull himself out of the hole that he was put in there due to Sekhmet's lack of anything at all, but there's big damage still coming from this Volantis, so this is still a problem. He's got to take these units down, does get those kills. Raccoon is all set to just keep pumping himself up here.
Yeah, I gotta tell you something, the Raccoon is the MVP. We talked about it. Even with the focus on this Braha, killing her, the Raccoon just kept the team alive, bringing them back in the match, and the damage over time, the tankiness from FIRAS, taking game one away.
The tankiness, the mental state, everything needed to stay strong with FIRAS in that match, because he braved the storm is what FIRAS needed to do. He held on, ended up taking that round one victory away from ZEX. It was well played by ZEX, though. It was well drafted by ZEX, but FIRAS just held on. He braved the storm, got the victory there, and I do agree with you, the Raccoon was a large pick there for FIRAS.
Yeah. Now we see the ZEX adaptation pre-banning that Tianlang. I think that's an excellent ban, and we talked about the Oliver pre-ban. So I still would have preferred the Volantis and Oliver, but he went for the Dark Robo, and let me tell you something, FIRAS is a top 40 player. He knows what he's doing, proved it on the first match, and now steals away the Shizuka. Tell people a little bit in chat, why is that unit so strong? We didn't see it in one of the days, but now it's definitely prevalent.
It is a very, very strong unit, in my opinion. I mean, the second skill did get nerfed, so obviously when units die, they're not going to get their skills back when they get revived, or at least the skill cooldown down when it gets revived here. I love this Patter right now. So Patter received a buff when anything gets stripped, he's going to be gaining attack bar here. And I like the Patter right now because we're looking at 3 beneficial effect removers.
I agree with you, my friend. Great beneficial effect removers, a unit that cannot be controlled, and together with the Raccoon and the Shizuka, FIRAS is basically putting up a big wall against CC. As a CC player, ZEX right now has to really bank on the additional damage, and I think this Dark Robo might be the strongest unit in the draft, so I would love to see some units that deal very well with AoE. The Leo's a great pick. I don't know about the Fire Monkey. I would have preferred something a little bit more like a Diana and then just ban, you know, the Dark Robo or the last pick. But the Monkey is really strong because it cannot be stunned right here, but it does give the opening for a 3rd water unit, and then it guarantees that ZEX has 2 on the field.
I actually kind of like this Fire Monkey King. I think the Fire Monkey King and the Leo is a fine response here for FIRAS. FIRAS does have a solid draft here. I think banning out either the Water Ryu to remove that attack break that goes on the Fire Monkey King, because I think the Fire Monkey King does make his way through this match. So I do think banning out the more, or Fire Ryu more, that skill 1 attack break is honestly what's going to halt FIRAS.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of strong picks. I think the Dark Robo or the Praha worry me the most. I like the Dark Robo ban as the main source of damage, but now you got to kill that Praha somehow, right? So it's going to be Pater and then the Monkey King with full stacks. Great bans on both sides. Let's see if it was the right ban to leave the sustain in, the Praha, the heals, all of that, because there's a lot of reset, a lot of attack bar reduction on the other side. Here we go. The Zabala lets it through. Strip and stun on the only unit that cannot get stunned, but goes for the reset. No, sir. The Shizuka with the double res. Now he has to try to sleep because he's going to fly on the other side. He doesn't do it. Gets the reset, actually. It said resisted, but no.
Yeah, ZEX' main focus right now is probably that Fire Monkey King. He does have to worry about the Raccoon. Raccoon might, again, be the all-star here for FIRAS. Let's see what happens. So it does get the freezes out onto the field. And, of course, Shizuka is going to be able to take advantage of all of these things as long as the Shizuka does not get reset by the Zabala or the Saga.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very afraid of this Praha, but a big proc from the Monkey King. And Sagar is gone, my friend.
Yeah, so that's the defense break that ZEX was going to be bringing to the field here, and that unit is gone now. I really don't see how ZEX can even take down FIRAS right now because there's just too much sustain, and he's missing one of those resets to help keep back the Shizuka. Shizuka's got so much to offer right now for FIRAS's team, and I don't think ZEX can come out of this one.
I agree with you. The comp is too tanky, too thick. Now he just has to remove the Praha and finish this game up. And the best thing is the Pater still hits very hard early on in the match. Can he get that skill 2 win, or will he save it up and try to go for a stun? Goes for the stun. Beautiful call, and denies the turn to the Praha. Now the Fire Monkey King glancing, doesn't get the death break, but gets another stun on her face.
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like ZEX just doesn't have enough damage. This is almost one of those drafts where you can put your phone down for FIRAS and go and, like, make dinner, take care of the kid, do whatever you got to do because it's just too safe right now. Hatter, Raccoon, and not having to worry about your Fire Monkey King really being kept back right now. This is an excellent draft here for FIRAS. He's sitting very, very pretty right now.
Exactly, Stoic. Very dominant performance. We talked about how the damage from the Dark Robo was a worry. The sustain from Praha, but he said, I can get through that sustain. If I get a proc with Death Break, units are gonna fall, and little by little, he's taking them out. Can this Praha try to bring them back into the game and make sure that once that HP goes down, the Pater's power goes down, and then the Monkey doesn't hit as hard, but it's going to be really difficult to do so.
Oh, man. Yeah, just getting these defense breaks or anything on top of the Praha. FIRAS didn't even need that additional turn, though, so he goes for the Wild Blow, finishes off the only sustained unit on this field right now. Looking so good for FIRAS.
4v2, the only unit that could deal lots of damages off the field. The Monkey keeps proccing, is going to land another Death Break, glancing, but it doesn't matter. He has that skill back so quickly that the opening is going to arrive once again, and the speed tuning is perfect, right? He's been getting that Death Break. If either procs or the Pater hits on the Death Break, he gets so much damage.
Yeah, you can tell this Moore is definitely bringing a lot of damage to the field as well for ZEX. I think ZEX is just hoping to stay alive for as long as possible, but if he sees another defense break hitting his unit, that's definitely going to be it there.
Yeah, the Raccoon once again keeps healing the team, bringing over a lot of sustain, and the Monkey, he says, I don't even need Raccoon. I can sustain myself. Here we go, more. He has the passive back up. The Raccoon gets the turn to Shizuka, takes the passive away. He now has a big opening for a Death Break with this Monkey, doesn't get it little by little. Is there a chance for this more to solo? Tell the chat, Stoic.
I mean, it's tough right now, especially being provoked, because that's not at all what you want to see on your Moore. And that Moore's second skill does provide a lot of damage there, but I think that's what's going to be stopping it there. But moving on is FIRAS. Huge. Congratulations, this man.